The Falkirk wheel, Scottish Gaelic, Quibble na Achiglaze Bryce, is a rotating boat lift in Tamforhill, Falkirk in central Scotland, connecting the Forth and Clyde Canal with the Union Canal. It opened in 2002 as part of the Millennium Link project, reconnecting the two canals for the first time since the 1930s. The plan to regenerate central Scotland's canals and reconnect Glasgow with Edinburgh was led by British Waterways with support and funding from 7 local authorities: the Scottish Enterprise Network, the European Regional Development Fund, and the Millennium Commission. Planners decided early to create a dramatic 21st-century landmark structure to reconnect the canals, instead of simply recreating the historic lock flight. The wheel raises boats by 24 meters, 79 feet, but the Union Canal is still 11 meters, 36 feet, higher than the aqueduct which meets the wheel. Boats must also pass through a pair of locks between the top of the wheel and the Union Canal. The Falkirk wheel is the only rotating boat lift of its kind in the world, and one of 2 working boat lifts in the United Kingdom, the other being the Anderton boat lift. The 2 canals served by the wheel were previously connected by a series of 11 locks. 1. 2. With a 35-meter, 115 feet difference in height, it required 3,500 tons, 3,400 long tons, 3,900 short tons of water per run and took most of a day to pass through the flight. 3. By the 1930s, these, clarification needed, had fallen into disuse, and the locks were dismantled in 1933. 1. 2. The Forth and Clyde Canal closed at the end of 1962. 4. And by the mid-1970s, the Union Canal was filled in at both ends, rendered impassable by culverts in 2 places and run in pipes under a housing estate. 5. The British Waterways Board, BWB, came into existence on January 1, 1963, the day the Forth and Clyde Canal was closed, with the objective of finding a broad strategy for the future of canals in the United Kingdom. 4-5. In 1976, the BWB decided after a meeting with local councils that the Forth and Clyde Canal, fragmented by various developments, was to have its remaining navigability preserved by building new bridges with sufficient headroom for boats and continuing to maintain the existing locks. 6. Restoration of sea-to-sea navigation was deemed too expensive at the time, but there were to be no further restrictions on its use. 6. A 1979 survey report documented 69 obstructions to navigation and sought the opinions of 20 interested parties to present the Forth and Clyde local subject plan in 1980. Design. The Morrison-Backey-Soltange joint venture team submitted their original design, which resembled a Ferris wheel with 4 gondolas, in 1999. It was agreed by all parties that the design was functional, but not the showpiece the BWB were looking for. 13. 14. After being asked to reconsider, a 20-strong team of architects and engineers was assembled by British Waterways. Under the leadership of Tony Kettle from Architects RMJM, the initial concepts and images were created with the mechanical concepts proposed by the design team from Butterley and M.G. Bennett's. This was an intense period of work, with the final design concept completed in a 3-week period during the summer of 1999. 15. 16. The final design was a cooperative effort between the British Waterways Board, engineering consultants Arup, Butterley Engineering, and RMJM. 12. Diagrams of gear systems that had been proposed in the very first concepts were modeled by Kettle, using his 8-year-old daughter's Lego. Drawings and artist impressions were shown to clients and funders. 15-17. The Visitor Center was designed by another RMJM architect, Paul Stalin. 18-19. Inspirations for the design included double-headed Celtic axe, a bearded axe, the